Hi, Namaste. My name is Dhio and welcome to my channel. So today let's talk about how you can heal your second brain. Yeah, you've got a second brain. Before I go any further with this topic, let's figure a few things out first. Okay, have you ever wondered where does this term come from? Do you have the guts to do this? Listen to your gut instinct. Oh, what he said felt like a kick in my gut. Or I have got the guts to do this. Where does this term come from? Where does this come from? When you see somebody standing like this with his hand or her hand folded, people who read body language say, oh, he's in a guarded position. But what is he guarding? I rather guard my face. The first place to get fact is on your face. But no, this is called a guarded position. Every combat sport like boxing, kung fu, karate, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, archery, target shooting, every combat sport or form of martial art teaches you to stand in an angle sideways when you're facing your opponent. They say it's for your balance and you've got a better stance, but why is it that? When you're shooting, you shoot like this sideways. When you're boxing sideways. When you're doing your karate, you're doing it sideways. Why is it that? Including wrestling. Why are we doing it sideways? Nowadays, even professional photographers tell you that if you want to look more confident in front of a camera when you're taking a still picture, you always stand a little to the side but you look straight. So why are they saying all this? What is this importance to the side that they're giving? Okay, now I'll tell you why. So according to the yogic culture and Tao culture, which is a Chinese way of life, of living, they've always believed that we've got a second brain. Okay, that stores in a lot of emotion, a lot of negative and positive emotion, a lot of negative and positive energy. Okay, and where are they storing it? Where are we storing all this emotion is in our stomach. All the organs in our stomach are storing all these different emotions, different energies that we are experiencing. Okay, like our liver stores a lot of anger, jealousy, hatred is stored in our liver. Our kidney stores a lot of fear. Our lungs store a lot of confusion, a lot of doubt. It's stored in our lungs. Similarly, our intestine, our gut, everything is storing a lot of different positive and negative emotions. Okay, so this is why when there is an imbalance between any of this, if there's too much positive, too much negative, there's a disbalance that happens in our day-to-day way of living. Like the heart stores a lot of love, joy, emotion and hatred. So too much of hatred, you start hating somebody. Too much of love, you start loving somebody too much. Okay, so now when there is a disbalance in this, let's say from your childhood your first experience of fear that's happened and you've stored it now inside you. It's stored over here now. Now the more you start growing up and the fear is there, every experience that you need to have further in your life is being stopped by that fear that's been stored and has been built up over a period of time. So if you've been cheated by somebody and you've got that jealousy and that anger and hatred towards that person, but now you stored all that emotion in you, the next person you start seeing, those emotions are coming out in this experience. Your past experience is now showing up in your present experience, which is affecting this relation. That guy has nothing to do, that girl has nothing to do with cheating on you right now. They could be really honest with you. But that past experience is spoiling this experience for you right now. Okay. Similarly, it's just not your experience. It's somebody else's experience that you're listening to. Now when you have food, you've got energy going from one source. Your food is going through the gut pipe into your digestive system. Your body is taking everything it needs to and is taking it out from the back door. You're pooping it out. Okay, but now the other emotions that we're taking, the other form of energy that we're taking from our eyes, from our nose, from our ears, from our taste, from our five senses, all the fear, the anger, the jealousy, the doubts that we are experiencing from these five senses are all getting stored over here and there's no release for it. Okay, so this is why when you see somebody standing like this, they say, oh, he's being guarded, because he's guarding his emotions to the people that he's facing, to the world that he's facing. He's guarding his emotions. Okay, so when you're standing in this stance, when you're boxing, you're hiding your emotions, you're hiding your fear, your doubt before you face your opponent. Okay, and this was taught in previous earlier times. This is not what is taught right now. That this is why you're standing sideways when you're doing your karate. When you're shooting, hiding your fear, your confusion, your doubt whether you can kill that person, whether you can take that shot. Are you confused about taking that shot? So you hide that thing. Similarly with taking a picture, you stand like this and you take a picture, it looks like you're taking a passport size picture, but the minute you go a little sideways and you look straight, you automatically, every confidence, every part of your body feels confident now, because you're hiding your emotion. Okay, so this has been said in the yogic culture and Tao culture since donkey years ago. Okay, but now there's a British scientist who's also done a research on this, and there's a lot of proof that says that yeah, our guts inside store a lot of emotion. So somebody who has not stored these emotions is the one who says, I've got the guts to do this. You know, or when they say listen to your gut instinct, because some past fear is telling you that okay, no, don't do this, this is not going to work out for you, so back away from this, or do it. It can happen, your gut is telling you that. Okay, but that balance is required. There needs to be some form of healing that is required for it. Now how do you do the healing? So now there's this breathing exercise called Kapalbhati. Okay, Kapal means the skull, Bharti means the organ inside the skull, which is the brain. When it's illuminated, it's called Bhati. Okay, so this breathing exercise in the West is called the breath of fire, if I'm not mistaken. So the way you do it is you continuously keep squeezing in your stomach in and you keep breathing out from your nose. This is how you keep doing it, and there's a lot of information available on the net and YouTube where you can go and see how to start doing this. But now what has been publicized about this or marketed about this, that this is done for the balance of your brain, so that you can concentrate better, you can calm down, you know, your day-to-day activity becomes much more easy. But when everything is stored over here, you need balance here, you need to calm down over here. Okay, and if you see when the exercise is done, there's a lot of effort that's coming over here, there's a lot of squeezing that is happening over here. Okay, so now if you take a sponge, you dip it in water. Okay, it stores all the water inside. The minute you squeeze it, it releases water. The minute you squeeze it, it releases water. What do you do when your hand's hurting? You start pressing your hand to get that release of that pain. Similarly with your head, if your head's paining, you start pressing your head to get that release. So Kapalbhati is doing the same thing with your organs. The more you keep squeezing in, it's releasing all those energies out, bringing in that balance that is required, bringing in that confidence, that calmness that is required in you to face your day-to-day life activities, to face your new challenges that are coming in front of you. Okay, so this is the importance of the second brain, is really important. Okay, I don't even want to go there where now yogic culture says your this brain is great to do calculative work. Okay, go right, go left, the distance, up, down, how far it is. If that distance calculation is not done, imagine even crossing a road can get dangerous for you. You don't know the speed of that car, you don't know what speed you need to move in. So it has a lot of importance. Okay, which now medical science is really working on and saying, yeah, this is a really important, this brain of yours is extremely important and needs some healing, needs to be looked after. So a lot of people, when we are storing our energy, someone else's energy, and there's no release to it, you can start getting a lot of health issues in your gut, in your stomach. So say if you've had food and you're constipated, there's no way for the food to get out, the excess waste to get out. I mean, being constipated can get really dangerous, starts giving you a headache immediately. So imagine all these emotions that you've stored for years and years, not just yours but someone else's emotions also, you know, is affecting your day-to-day life, is creating a bad health for you. Okay, so now when you've got somebody constantly telling you, oh, my marriage sucks, my marriage sucks, my marriage sucks, now you've got that fear stored in you where your own marriage can start getting affected. Somebody's going on cribbing about, oh, my work, my job sucks and I can't make it happen, and this and that about their job. Now when you go for a meeting, you are going with that fear and that doubt and that confusion what you've stored from somebody else. So this healing is really important, and Kapalbhati is the right way to do it. Okay, so please just try doing this, try doing Kapalbhati. There's a lot of information available, but then if somebody's telling you do it for a count of 100 times, or the way they're doing it, that 100 is work for them. So figure out what works for you. That's the right way to do it. Okay, and if you have liked this video, then please give it a like, have the guts to share it with people, have the guts to help people out, and till I see you again, have a good life. Namaste.